So clearly Joe Johnson has had some issues with the Nets defense thus far. Coach, why don't you show us how to properly defend a pick and roll?
Let me get over to the board and we'll work that out.
All right.
There are a number of pick and rolls, all different kinds of angles. But the two most popular are the side pick and roll, where the screener steps out, sets a screen on the ball on the sideline. The ball handler tries to come to the middle of the floor while the screener rolls for either a jump shot or for a layup. The toughest one to guard is the high middle pick and roll, where they put three shooters on the floor. And they can mix these up, but all these guys can make three-point shots. Then they take the center, the five-man, and run them up through the middle and set a screen on the ball, normally the one man in the middle of the floor. Now you got to figure it out as players and coaching staff, how are we going to defend this best? Let's go over and take a look. If you like to deny passes, meaning get up closer to these shooters so that they don't have wide open looks, then you get out and extend and look at all the open area down here, which means it puts a lot of pressure on this defensive five-man and on this point guard in trying to stop the ball from getting to the rim. But instead of going out and pressuring, if you back them off, and become compact, look how much harder it looks for this point guard saying to himself, how do I get to the rim? Now, as five men set the screen and roll to the basket, these people on respective sides of the floor will be responsible to take the roll man. They have role responsibility. But the key to this whole thing is the point guard and the big man, how do they defend their people? So I've asked my co-workers if they'd help me out a little bit. Ryan, would you be the outstanding point guard on the other team right now?
Outstanding.
And Tim Capstraw, our analyst for radio, Nets Radio, will be your teammate, our screener. And Sarah Kustok, our sideline person, will help me out. You're my teammate. You'll be the big defender back there. And let's talk about guarding the basketball first. Oftentimes we see teams make terrible mistakes when they get their screeners and move them way out high, all the way up above the top of the circle, and I see guards trying to get over the top. Why go over the top? Sarah, my partner, is yelling to me, left, left, left. I know where the screen is. She stays back. It gives me the opening to go underneath the screen, and I'm challenging him to shoot the ball behind the screen if he wants to. But I know by the floor markings that he's so high out, he's not going to shoot it. What do? They flip the screen, come right back and try to get me on the other side, and that's the reason why Sarah's job is whatever side the ball goes to, she must always track the ball, meaning she has to be between the ball and the rim. So let's go back to the beginning on that once again and just show you. As I'm going to go underneath, Sarah's still tracking the ball. She's yelling out left, left, left. I go underneath. But now when they flip the screen on me and come back, Sarah still is there to help and try to make that ball handler think I have no way of getting to the basket, and it gives me a chance to try and catch back up. Now let's talk about when the screen is down in the regular area. First thing I have to do is get up into the ball closer to try and give me a chance of getting over this screen. That's the first one. Secondly, decision with my back person. Do I leave the back person loose? If I leave loose, here's what happens. If I get screened, now that guard who's really quick is going one-on-one at that big person. You got a 6'2" jet going against a 7-foot shot blocker. Sometimes that shot blocker can't get to him. So all of a sudden he'll come at him one-on-one and maybe cross over and get to the rim. It causes problems. So let's look for this tonight. Maybe an adjustment by the Nets big man. Instead of laying back, bring them up to the screen. Play off the hip. Now when I get hit by that screen, that big person can slow up the ball for a second. I have to do a better job of getting over the screen, try and get back and control my guy off the dribble. Pick and roll defense, so key.